I'm slow. No matter what I do or how hard I work, I'm just always gonna be slow. It's frustrating. I wish I was fast, but I just have to accept that I'm slow, and somebody's gotta be the slow runner. You know, gotta make other people feel good about themselves. If you think like this, if you repeatedly tell yourself I am slow, it's time to change that, and that's what this video is going to be all about. I'm about to head out for my run. What do you think is going to happen if I start my run by telling myself I'm slow? Just for today's run. Now, what if I say that for every run this week? What if I say that for every run this month? For a year? For a few years? To me, it's kind of like wearing a weight vest for every run, but you're not getting any training benefits from it. So that's what I really want the topic of this video to be about, especially that mind-body connection. We know the mind and body are so powerfully intertwined. And so I want to help people get out this mindset because I truly believe it's holding people back. Not just on a mental level, but on a physical level. And it's something I used to tell myself all the time. In fact, I wouldn't do short races because of it. But the good thing is, there's a thing called neuroplasticity, and you can change how you think. So I'm going to head out for my run, and then we're going to continue this conversation later. Alright, I am now back from my run, finally wearing shorts again. So happy to be wearing shorts again. There's a long stretch of pants in April, so happy about that. And let's see, before we continue with today's very important topic, I have a strength session to do, and it's just be a really light strength session. I did a heavier one yesterday. So today's focus is going to be on hip flexor strength, and then also doing that while activating my glutes. So for some of these exercises, not all of them, one leg's going to be up and then trying to get my butt activated on the other side. So very specific to running. So I'm going to take you through at least one round of that. And yeah, that's going to be my strength session focus for today. Shouldn't take too long. Just again, this is just a light session. Shouldn't wear me out. Hopefully just help me out with form stuff and continuing to work on that.
Yeah, I know I look good. Yeah, I look fly. Baby, I'm just your type. I'm a baddie. I'm a baddie. Yeah, I know I look good. Yeah, I look fly. Baby, I'm just your type. I'm a baddie. I'm a baddie. Yeah, I know I look better than all the girls that you knew before. Had your chance, but I'm not playing anymore. Come through, get your bags, let them at the door. Silly boy, silly boy, silly boy. Feeling good, change my hair and you can't ignore. I'm in my bag, shut it to the yard. I would be so ahead if we're keeping score. Silly boy, silly boy, silly boy. I don't need a man, yeah, I'm good by myself. Spending this money and I made it myself. Now I'm glowed up and you're stuck by yourself. Yeah, I know I look good. Yeah, I look fly. Baby, I'm just your type. I'm a baddie. I'm a baddie.
So that's a little hip flexor workout. Again, always trying to engage the glute on the opposite side. Really specific to running and running form. But please, please, please don't do too much right away. If your hip flexors are sore before a workout or a race, you're not going to be happy with me. So just maybe test it out with a few reps in one set, see how you feel the next day before you start doing any more of this kind of stuff. Yeah, so just a little disclaimer there. And also for the rest of the video, I did want to say, I'm going to be talking about mindset stuff, but it's not mental health. I am not a therapist, and so nothing I'm saying is meant to apply to people who are suffering anything related to mental health. So just a little disclaimer there as well. Sandy, you're knowledgeable, you're a damn good coach, and you're gonna crush this talk. Real talk. I've been coaching for a long time now, over 7 years, and one of the things I've heard over and over again are the words, I am slow. And this comes from people of all abilities. I really believe that these words, especially the words I am, are very powerful, and what we put after that, those two words I am, is also very powerful. So I think when we say things like I am slow or even I am not enough, it can affect how well our running is going, and it can also carry into other aspects of our lives. So it's really important for me to try to help the athletes I coach and for you to change this. Let's start talking about the mind and body. We know these things, the mind and body, they're so interconnected, and some people, you could even say they're really just one thing, but I think it's easier to talk about them as separate sometimes, even though they're very intertwined. We know the connection is incredibly strong and really amazing at some level, thanks to different science research. For example, the placebo. We know placebos are a real thing, and some of the studies on them are pretty incredible. For example, we know what a doctor tells their patients really matters. If a doctor has a positive outlook and expresses that to the patient, saying, you're definitely gonna get better, you're gonna heal from this, you're gonna recover, that can greatly affect the patient's recovery. On the other hand, if the doctor walks in with a bad attitude, even if things don't look good, from maybe like test results and stuff, if the doctor comes in with a bad attitude about him, like, oh, this really doesn't look good, that matters compared to the doctor who sees maybe not these best test results or whatever, comes in like, this is what's happening, but I truly believe you can heal from this. Like, we know that stuff matters. And we also know from a psychology perspective that we can, to a certain extent, change our hormones with different situations. For instance, when we have conversations with different people, if they're a happy, joyful conversation, we can release more feel-good hormones. Where if we just get off a really stressful phone call, our bodies might be flooded with cortisol. And these are conversations with other people, but I also truly believe that the conversations we have with ourselves have a similar effect. I'm going to quote this Psychology Today article really quick, and it says, conversations have the power to change the brain by boosting the production of hormones and neurotransmitters that stimulate the body's systems and nerve pathways, changing our body's chemistry not just for a moment, but perhaps for a lifetime. The neural pathways in our brain are constantly sending messages to our body on how to move, how to feel, what hormones to release. And that's why we need to work on our personal self-talk. Now, going from I am slow to I am fast, that's going to work for some people. It's not going to work for everyone. So when talking with this to the athletes I coach, I encourage them to find something that's right for them. I'll give some suggestions. For instance, some people they can't go to I am fast right away, but they can go to I am strong or I am getting faster every day. So choose what's right for you. The big thing is that it feels right for you and believable. Not to say you're going to come up with your own I am statement. At first, your brain might be like, no, this isn't right, and you go back to saying, I am slow, this is bullshit. But the key is that you have that negative thought and then you counteract it. And that's really going to be the first step. And just so know that's normal. And if you keep doing it and reinforcing your new I am statement, that's going to become your new pattern. That's neuroplasticity working at its best when you're taking bad mental habits and creating new ones. And I really do believe this can help make you faster. It might not right away, because there's so much that goes into running, but I really do believe this can affect possibly your speed, but also how you carry yourself when you're running, and possibly the effort level you're perceiving at different paces. So don't do it with the goal of just getting faster, even though I think that's possible. Do it with the goal of feeling better as you're running. Another little trick when you're running, talking to yourself in third person. So talking to myself, I'd be, hey Sandy, so use your name. And then telling yourself something good can also give you a little boost. There's actually been some really cool research on this where runners have been tired and looking pretty bad, and then somebody else tells them, hey, your form looks really good, you're looking speedy and strong, and that runner automatically picks up the pace and keeps the same effort level. And you can do this for yourself, and talking to yourself using your own name can definitely add that little extra boost to the statement. So using myself as an example, I could be like, hey Sandy, your form is really good. You're fast, you are strong, way to go, keep at it. You know, just stuff like that, and it really works. Here's the other key. All this sounds good, but if you don't make a plan to implement it, you're probably not going to stick to it. I do this all the time. I hear something good and then I forget about it. So right now, if you can, if not later today or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, make a plan to implement this stuff. Write yourself notes. You can leave a note by your running shoes about how you want to talk to yourself. Maybe in your planner and next to your computer, write your I am statement. Leave your I am statement in the comments below. Recruit other people in your household or your friends to help you reinforce this. And the end goal with all this isn't only to improve your running, but just to increase the happiness for the rest of your life and your confidence, because we know that running and what we tell ourselves running or in different activities can impact the rest of our lives. So that's really my main goal for you, is to talk to yourself differently as you're running, and then hopefully have that carry you over for the rest of your life. So let's change these words. Let's help other people stop telling themselves that I am slow, and just send a different message. I don't care if you're constantly in the back of the pack. You're faster than you would be if you didn't run at all. So we have to change this. We deserve it. Let's do it. So now that the most important part of this video was covered, we can move on to other things, like the fact that Sage is gone for this idea him and Matt Daniels had a couple years ago. I'm going to let him share that though, but really proud of him for starting that. But I have this place to myself right now, and whenever Sage is gone, I know what he does. He makes music videos and eats out every day. Normally Bumbling Bee or gets pizza. I feel like I should do something like that. Throw a party, make a mess. But I'm not going to, because honestly what I really want to do right now, which sounds super lame, is to clean up this studio apartment, because it's a little bit messy. It hasn't been cleaned for a while and it's driving me a little bit crazy. I don't mind a little bit of a mess, but it kind of stresses me out when things are starting to get a little bit messy as well. Yeah, so like I leave, Sage throws a party for himself, and I clean. But as we've talked about in other videos, one thing I really like to do that Sage doesn't appreciate is blasting music out loud. So I'm going to blast my music since Sage is gone, and it's going to make cleaning and everything else I do, cooking, just way more fun. So I am going to do that right now. It vacuum. Real close. So tonight I'm just cooking up a really simple Buddha bowl again, just with like the veggies we have left. I have farro cooking here that's boiling, medium low. I already got some tofu. Okay. I already have some tofu cooking in the oven, and then we have Brussels sprouts, garlic, some snap peas, mushrooms, still boiling. And then I'll just drizzle with balsamic, and then I'll make, to put in the oven, and then after that, I'm going to make a tahini sauce, which I think I've shown in another video. This is really like a staple, easy meal that I like, and I think that's going to be it for tonight. Actually, wait one second. So this is my fun plan for tonight. Well, actually, I'll eat dinner, and then I'll start editing this video, because I have a lot to do over the weekend. But I am going to make sure I make time for me to do one of the things I really love the most, and that's reading. Absolutely love reading, but sometimes I do a little bit like most nights, but sometimes it'd just be nice to like read for an entire hour. So hopefully I'll get the chance to do that within the next couple days. And right now I am reading Bravey. I liked it so far. I think a lot of people have already read this, so if you've read this, I'm interested to know what you think. Yeah, awesome person. And then this next book has been recommended to me a few times. I feel like maybe I've read it before, or I've just had it recommended so many times that I think I read it. But it is The Buddha's Brain, Happiness, Love, and Wisdom, and let's see, the practical neuroscience of happiness, love, and wisdom. That's the full title. So I don't know if I've read it before. I think it came back to me because I need to read it again. I'll get more into this in another video, but I kind of feel like I have a lot going on, which is good. I need to feel a little bit less anxiety around everything, especially because I realize I'm putting it on myself. I need to start making a little bit more time for just fun again. But anyway, those are the two books I'm reading right now, and then I'm always reading different articles online. Love staying up to date on running stuff and running research. I think that is it for today, because you've seen this dinner before. It's not very exciting. What was I going to say? Oh, if you like the topic of today's video, I did make a mindset training plan to go along with the running plan at higherrunning.com. Said before, it's one of those plans put my heart and soul into, because I really thought there should be more running plans with mindset training, and it's mindset training every single week. I know some people have benefited a lot from it already, so yeah, it's kind of my baby of the running plans at higherrunning.com. If you like this video, please subscribe. It really does help me out. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep running wild.